Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Hi, I'm Siena Agudong. I am 15 years old and I am an actress, and I have been acting since I was around 6 or 7 years old, and I am currently on a movie called Upside Down Magic, which is coming out this month. Okay, so Upside Down Magic is, of course, a magic movie, which is very exciting, and it centers around these two girls, Nori Boxwood-Horse and Reina. I play Reina, and they go to Sage Academy, which is the school for magical studies, and there they are separated, and so you can both see like their different journeys and challenges that they have to go through, like separated throughout the school. When I land in the honors flare class, and she lands in a class called the UDMs for people with different type of magic. I know a bunch of people, like a lot of people have come up to me and talked about how like they used to read it when they were growing up, and even so now. And I never read it when I was little, but I remember when I got the audition and I heard that it was about a book series. Then I ended up buying all the books from Barnes and Noble, and like the moment I booked it, just so that I could have like a better feel for the story, and like like there's different things you take from the book than the movie script. So I had like a better background knowledge of the series. It's so nerve-wracking to be a part of like a New York Times best-selling scholastic book series, because that's like a big deal. And so like I want to be able to like portray it in like in a way that like really does like, the book's justice, So it's kind of scary, but I'm so honored to be a part of that. So Reina Carvajal, she's a flare, which means she harnesses the ability to manipulate heat. And that is a very powerful power, and she herself is very powerful and very strong. However, she's very insecure with her power, which can put her in situations where she's very vulnerable. Throughout the movie, you'll see her journey as she's like really trying to find her place in Sage Academy, and separated from her best friend. It definitely puts her through some tough challenges that I can't spoil, but I'm very excited for you to see. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, we're very different, but there are some similarities because like in order for me to play her naturally, I have to bring parts of myself into her, and so like, the way we react is definitely the same, but things like she's always striving to become like a better version of herself with her craft, and like she's constantly working at that, and she strives for perfection, which is like, not healthy too, but we're similar in that way, in the way that we like try to continue and build off of like, constantly trying to grow. So like I could see that similarity between us, but we're very different with our styles. She's very plaid skirts and dainty boots, and and I have like a lot of ripped jeans and leather jackets. That's kind of my style, but so we're very different, but we're similar with growth. Yeah, so I remember specifically getting the audition and looking at it and being very excited, because I've always wanted to be a part of like something magic, because like that's special effects, and then of course like a Disney Channel original movie. Those are always like, that's what I grew up on and that's what I love. So that was really fun, and even just the character is very complex. And so yeah, the audition process, I got the audition and I went in person for Miss Suzanne Goddard-Smythe, and which I love so much. And then I got a call back later on, and I believe with a couple weeks later, it was a significant amount of time, then I got to a chemistry read, which is the place that you work off the other characters auditioning for your role and also other people's roles. And that's when I met Isabella, and we went in a few times, and I remember Miss Suzanne was like, telling people to go home, and she's like, not go home, but like, okay, you can leave now. Thank you so much for coming. And then she looked at Isabella and I, and she was like, stay. And we're like, okay, I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but okay. And then we went in the room for the last time, and I remember seeing someone sprint to the camera and record. And then our director, Mr. Joe, said, have you guys ever been to Vancouver? And we were like, no. And he said, well, we're going. So we got to book it in the room, but it was such a fun audition process. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I saw the video, and my first thing that I did was I went and I gasped really loud, and then I hugged Isabella, and Isabella was like, wait, what? I don't know what I was even thinking. I think it was mainly just like I was just really excited because like I'm always so grateful when I get told that I booked something, because you work like really hard for the couple weeks, and it's always on your mind thinking, oh my gosh, I want this. And I was just very excited to start, and I was very anxious to start because I knew it was going to be like a journey that I was going to have so much fun with. I mean, it's a magic movie. Vancouver is absolutely gorgeous. The weather was definitely cold and rainy a lot. So we had some trouble with that shooting at one point because it was a crazy rain week. But shooting with the cast in Vancouver was so much fun because we all got to explore. I mean, we went back and forth between Vancouver and the Vancouver Island, so we got to take ferries together, which we had a lot of fun with. A lot of time traveling too, but that was so much fun, and we got to see a lot and experience it together as a cast, which really bonded us. And we played a lot of games. We just had a lot of fun together. It was very we had such a good like balance with like laughing and then working on set, and so it was so much fun. So when you see the beginning scene in the movie when they're traveling through the forest with Scriff, and then they see this like big I guess it's like a portal made of like branches and leaves, but that forest was real, and we remember like while we were filming it, we were just all talking about like, man, this is gonna look insane. Like it genuinely looked in the movie when you see it, that's how it looked in real life. And we were so excited because this was like, I believe this was maybe towards the beginning/middle of filming, and we just knew it was gonna, oh my goodness. And the only thing they added was mist, but the rest of it, all the trees, I couldn't believe it. It was gorgeous. We watched a lot of horror movies. I have no idea why this was like kind of like a lot of our bonding, but we definitely had like movie nights all the time. But on set, like the rain thing, there was like the last week of filming, we had a 5-day shoot for one scene. And you'll see it towards the end of the movie. It's such a significant part, but it was crazy. In that week, we had very high rain that we had to wear like knee-high rain boots, and everyone was like covering us with umbrellas, and there was tents and like a giant, like 2 cranes holding this thing over our heads. It was a giant tarp to protect us from getting wet in the rain. And then that same week, we had our bear wranglers come, and because we were in the middle of the forest during this time, and have to keep an eye out for bears. And we saw like a bear family on the last day of set. And it was crazy because like we could just see them like running along the lines of the forest, like where we were filming. And then that's how we would know there was a bear like near us. And so there was just like so many things that it was really nice to be filming out in like the middle of the forest, because it's like, when do you get to do that, knowing there's like a lot of animals around you? I have always dreamed of working on a movie with like with special effects, and I hope that like this gives me like this step towards that even more. But it was like I loved it. It was like you would work with a green screen, and then you mentioned that you saw like the dragon kitten, the Dritten, in the trailer or something, and that actually we had to react to a tennis ball for that. So it was definitely super weird sometimes to pretend like there was this giant monster flying near us, and then it was really just a tennis ball on a stick. So a lot of that things, like, it definitely had to, it was a muscle that we weren't used to working, because it's like, when do you have to do that? But so working with special effects was just crazy. We had there's 5 powers: a flicker, which means it flicks things to their hands; a flyer, who flies, flares with heat; fluxers, who turn into different animals; and fuzzies, who talk to animals. So with all of these 5 powers, there was so much hard work and so much technology that like went into this, especially for flying. But yeah, it was amazing to work with. Has always just been so loyal to me, and they've just been there for me for a long time. Like I began auditioning for them around like 9 years old, and then I was in a camp with them where they trained me, and so being a part of like a movie for them is so humbling, and so like I'm so grateful, because I just love everybody at Disney Channel so much, because they've just always been so kind to me, and I finally get to like work on something with them that's like bigger than like a guest star on a show. So I really feel like so honored that I'm a part of the Disney Channel family. I mean, that's crazy to say, because there's so many people who I grew up watching on the screen, like like Selena Gomez or Miley Cyrus or the Jonas Brothers, and like all these people who have been like my role model when I was little, and then now I'm on like the same channel. Like, it's crazy. I mean, we can't say anything. We don't know yet. But as long as people watch it and they share it with their friends, who knows what's going to happen. And we'll have more rolling out. But you have to watch it first. And then maybe somebody there will consider it. But we have no idea yet. I love Camp Rock because my family is very musical, and I always grew up with music blasting in our house. My dad playing guitar, my sister singing, or I'd be jamming out to drums. I'm not like professional, but like I just like to jam out with my family. But so Camp Rock was always so fun for me to watch. So I think Camp Rock 1 is my favorite. I just love it with it was so cool like to watch, because you always think, oh, I want to be a part of that. Disney Channel character. I think that's gonna have to be Alex Russo in Wizards of Waverly Place. I loved that show so much, and that I spent so much time watching it. And now that it's on Disney Plus, then I have an outlet to jog my memories. So I started off doing plays, which was very fun for me back in Hawaii Children's Theater. And I remember I was auditioning for my first like real play on Kauai, and it was Willy Wonka. It was my birthday, and I had the flu. No, I had a fever, and and it was the audition day, and I remember I went in the room and I was like, hey, like, is there any way I can be like the main Oompa Loompa? There's no main Oompa Loompa, but I decided to ask that anyway. And then I remember I got the Oompa Loompa role, and I got to say doopity doo, and I was so happy. And there's like videos of me on stage, and I was like the smallest one, like very, very petite, and I was like in a big Oompa Loompa costume. But from there, I just knew that like this is really what I wanted to do. And so I went out to LA when we met my manager back in that workshop, and she picked us up as clients and started auditioning. Yeah, we would go for like extended periods of time, stay in hotels or stay with friends, which we were so grateful for. And then we would fly back to Kauai. So it was definitely very hard, because my dad would stay here and my mom would fly with my sister and I, because my sister Sydney is also an actress and singer. And And so it's a very tough situation, but eventually we started getting the hang of it. My dad would fly with us and then go back, and we've had to make like a lot of sacrifices. My whole family has, but we've all stayed really strong, and we're a very close family. You definitely like grow to have this, like, I guess I'd call it like somewhat of an addiction to the ocean, because I just like always want to be near the beach, and just in nature in general. You just have this greater appreciation for nature and just like land, you know. And people from Hawaii, I love them so much because they're very kind to their own, and proud of where we are, and they always just teach, respect everybody, respect the aina, the land, and just much aloha, like much love to everybody, and I think that's so special. So growing up in Hawaii was a lot of beaches, a lot of potlucks is what we all do, and you don't be like hanging out with your friends. It's just jumping from beaches to beaches. I was actually able before that to guest star on Cine to the Max, and I played Brittany. I was a skater girl, but then then I jumped to Ravensholm later on, and I play Mika. And Mika on Ravensholm is the captain of her high school dance team. She makes it very known. She's very confident, and she'd be a bit loud, but she's loved by a lot of her classmates, and she's the type of girl to take advantage of her mother's kindness and jumping on couches, as you will see. But she's a dancer, and so when I got the audition, I love to dance, love it so much. But it makes me so scared to dance on TV, so I'm very nervous to see it. And we had to dance without music at a point for the sound of everybody else's mics, but so I was kind of scared. But yes, watch it on Raven's. Fun set. I got to there was I saw a lot of like the crew I used to work with from like a previous show as well there. So it was very Raven. She's very nice, and you see her on TV, and it's kind of crazy to be able to work with her all of a sudden. So and my friends are there as well, Sky Katz and Navia Robinson and everybody else there. I've met them before, and I've kind of known Sky, and I knew Navia from since I was 9 years old in a Disney camp. So working on their show was so much fun. So when I was about 9 years old, they gathered like I want to say around 15 people to recruit them for a Disney camp that was like a week. I did one for Nickelodeon as well for Groundlings, and where they train you. There were a lot of different scenes, and I still have my Disney notebook that has all my notes. And basically where you do a showcase for producers at the end of it. And it was crazy, but it was so much fun. I got to meet a lot of people from shows now, Madison Hu and Olivia Rodrigo, Ethan Wacker. We had Navia, of course, and Jillian Spader, Brandon, just a lot of people. It was so much fun. Learned a lot. Nick was genuinely like, I have pillows right there that say no good Nick, and it was genuinely like one of the funnest and best experiences of my life, just in general, not even just like in my career, but just like the people made it so much fun. Besides, I got to play a con artist too, which is crazy, but working alongside Miss Melissa and Mr. Sean, they're acting legends, and they've been in a lot of things that I admire them so much for. So them being my like almost TV parents in the show was absolutely crazy, and they're the sweetest and so genuine, and they just like took me in like they were like I was their own kid, and like treat me like an adult on set, but also like their own kid, and they took care of me, and Oh my goodness, I love them so much, and we have like a Thompson family group chat that we keep up on, and we once in a while have like dinners to catch up. But I have so much love for them, and they'll always have a piece of my heart. Two, two, in the works, but they are currently there. I don't have a set release date for them yet, but one is an independent sci-fi film. It's called Let Us In, and I play Scarlett, so make sure to watch out for that. And another one is one I can't say the name of or when it's coming out, but it is a big blockbuster franchise coming to the big screen, and I am so excited, so excited.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.